Peskies Pest Control. Put your birds on the run. Call 205-470-8161.
Hey, so today we want to talk about blowflies. Blowflies are disgusting. They're a disgusting fly. They come out of dead animals. They come out of poop or feces. Travis, take it away on the disgusting blowfly.
Blowflies, I like how you said that. They are disgusting. Unfortunately, if you find yourself with blowflies, it can mean a number of different things. From the very basic of you have pets in your yard who may use the bathroom in your yard, and blowflies will use that excrement in your yard as something to feed off of and continue to survive, and that's really gross. Even on up to the more harsh things, which they typically like dead things, dead animals, dead rotting flesh, and so they'll seek that out, and they will go and they will lay their eggs on that. And the larvae, when they come out, they'll feed on that and continue to grow until they grow into adult flies. So, and then they want to come and they want to land on your surfaces or land on your food, when you're around your house, and contaminate those items before you eat them or touch them.
And that's how we get salmonella.
And that's E. coli, salmonella. I think even cholera, just a whole slew of just nasty things that you don't want, gastrointestinal problems that you don't want, all from a little bitty fluorescent colored fly.
Yeah. So here on the podcast, we always talk about real life events. So I'll just tell a story about, last week, right before Christmas, had a customer call. We had done a rodent job for him. She called, she had flies all in her basement. She had them flying around her TV at night. They were just everywhere. So went over, inspected, and she had blowflies. So we knew that we had an issue with a rodent problem. So we had controlled the rodents. One may have died somewhere around the house. And that's the whole point of talking about blowflies today. Once again, she had 50 of them downstairs. Went ahead and baited, took care of the problem. If we still would have had blowflies coming out after treating it, then we would have known that we'd had more dead animals or potential bigger problem. But the treatment completely solved the problem. So,
and I even had a customer several months ago that had blowflies. It's like she woke up one morning. This is kind of her telling it, but she woke up one morning and it was just like an explosion of flies, very large, all over the place inside her house. And that was what was very strange for us, is that there were no dead animals, no dead animal smells. We checked the whole house, we checked the attic, and couldn't find anything. She did have a dog that lived in the house, which would go to the restroom in the backyard, but it wasn't like there were large amounts of flies that were lingering around in the backyard. But it's just like all of a sudden an explosion of flies in the house, which we, of course, like you said, baited. We took care of the problem, and she hasn't had any more issues like that since. But if you're experiencing these flies, just like I said, all of a sudden overnight, or even, the dreaded M word, maggots, if you find yourself, overwhelmed with not just flies, but maggots, you might want to check your garbage. You might want to check your yard. You might want to check your walls or your attic or what have you, because something has brought them there, and that's why they're reproducing and showing up.
Yeah, and they can fit through the tiniest crack and crevice. So just your typical window, they can fit through, especially if it's an older style window. Your doors don't have proper seals on them. You're going in and out, especially taking out the trash or something like that, they can enter in. And then, of course, if you have something dead in your attic or your crawl space, not a problem at all for them to fly into your home, or even the maggots to get into your home and then turn into flies.
And they just reproduce so quickly.
Oh, I know.
I mean, one female can lay hundreds of eggs, at one time. And where you started with, just a couple, over a very short time span, especially in warmer climates, I mean, it can just balloon out of control and balloon into this very, very big problem.
Well, and again, I mean, it's always best to find the source of your issue. Whatever pest problem you're having, there is a source. There's a reason that pest is there. And like I said, with flies, especially with blowflies, typically it is going to be something dead inside or around the home. I know I've had them at my house before. I've had a rat issue at my house before, so had to seal that and get rid of it. But that's always going to be an indicator of something bigger. The flies are showing you that you have a bigger problem.
Google Peskies Pest Control.